家の前で変なやつを見たぜ。
いつからカンバルの家の前に鏡が設置されたの？
イメージ変わったかな？何が変わったんだよ、この一瞬に。
あ、分け目が逆。
助かった。銃声がしたから。小型の顔面。
Ohio, konnichiwa, konbanwa, and welcome back to another episode of the Re-Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Quan Chu, and with me today are your favorite Titan shifters, Ben Croft, Taylor Van Gilder, and Zane Holland.
If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. We're a podcast dedicated to bring you the latest in anime news and reviews, at least most of the time.
You can catch this show and any previous episodes on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. These links will be down in the info box below, so be sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear more content like this.
Today, in this episode, we will be discussing our seasonal updates, some Yuri on Ice news, and the release of the new 2DS XL, and it is April 30th, 2017. So, speaking of season updates, I haven't been here in a little while, so I thought I'd just go over what I've kind of been up to, and I guess you guys can kind of update us too on what you've been up to with all the new season this year.
Sounds good.
The big surprises for me that I wasn't expecting to be good. I really like the World End. That's been a pretty good fantasy so far. Lots of stuff coming to rise in the last episode, so we'll see. We'll hopefully.
That's the anime about sending off
lollies.
like
The Lolly
Okay.
Warriors. Y'all, I think Forrest called it that, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's basically this guy. Humanity screwed up, as they usually do in most anime, and destroyed the world. So all that's left of the world is all these floating floating islands in the sky, and the actual world down below is just covered in these ridiculous monsters that mankind created. So it's uninhabitable, and somehow during all that, I guess mankind felt bad, tried to fight the monsters, but they all died except for one dude, and he's the last human. And but the weapons that the humans created to fight the monsters can only be used by fairies. And the fairies are all these little tiny girls, and they train them to use these weapons, and they have to use their own power to fight with them, and most of them end up dying and don't live past, teenage years, yada yada.
Happy anime then.
Yeah. So it's getting serious, but
they were raised to be weapons, so they wanted to make sure they are no emotional attachment to the real world.
Yeah, they're supposed to be okay with dying. They don't have any fear of dying.
Right.
And but this human gets somehow put in charge of him, and he's trying to correct that whole situation. But it's really good, looks good, so I'm expecting good things out of it. The Bastard of Magical, like I said, it's still good. It's just getting better every episode. Things just keep ramping up in it. Stakes keep getting higher, and then Alice and Zoroku is still going strong. I'm watching it. It's
new episode's out today, isn't it?
Yeah.
At
Did
time
you
of
see
recording,
it yet?
it's Sunday. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I watched it just before we started a little while ago, and it was pretty legit. Like the lady from the first episode that you kind of saw pop in at the last episode,
the
like
one
there's
dressed
about
as
to be
a maid. Is that the
yeah,
one?
yeah. Well, that gets explained why she's
Right.
not dressed up as a maid in this episode.
Cool. Yeah.
And then the other one I've kind of been surprised by that I didn't even know anything about was Sugumomo, which is kind of like it's kind of cutesy slice of life ish, but then fantasy, gods, powers, but not taking itself too seriously and a little ecchi, and so it's been pretty fun to watch. It's just been a good, fun, lighthearted show. And besides that, Ben has coerced me into watching K-On!, and now I'm addicted to it as much as he is. Working his evil on everyone. No, his Moe magic.
You'll all be under my spell soon.
But speaking of the opposite end of the spectrum here, Shows that I barely made one episode into and immediately dropped this season would have to be Seven Mortal Sins, which was just basically ecchi, bordering on hentai, but then everything is edited out of it. So what's the point? Well, that got dropped immediately.
With the god rays and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like spirals and
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So that thing's covering everything. So it's like, what's the point of that? Don't even license that. That's stupid. Kado, the right choice, which I guess it still seems okay, but it just keeps dragging, and
Yeah, it seems a bit boring. Yeah.
it's getting really boring. There's like the tension isn't really holding me, so I'm dropping it. Don't have time for it, and then and I'm not a big fan of like that kind of animation, anyways, like the CG kind of cell shading thing that's going on there. Not a big fan of that. And then Laughing Salesman, I dropped. I watched that first episode, but I just couldn't bring myself to watch anymore.
Yeah, good OP, not a lot else.
Yeah, very, very true. So that's basically what I've been up to this season. What about you, Ben? What do you got going on?
Well, probably if anyone's listening, they're probably aware of what I'm watching already. Still watching Eromanga Sensei. I don't know why. It's
Why?
It's just the most bizarre show of the season. I don't know why I'm still watching it, but every episode it seems to get weirder and weirder.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Is it one of those anime that you have to watch to appreciate the good anime?
yeah.
Oh, because it's so bad that it makes
Yeah,
you realize that there is actually good anime out there.
It's just ironically really funny. Like, yeah. Then also as well, I'm watching season 2 of The Eccentric Family. I'm not sure if anyone else has seen it, but it's so good. Consistently, every episode's really good. Has anyone seen the first season?
No,
No,
that's why
I
didn't-
haven't.
That's
No.
why I haven't been watching this. I heard a lot of chatter, but because I haven't seen the first season, I didn't start watching this.
Yeah, it's a PA Works show, but
Oh.
it's a bit of a different art style than like Sakura Quest, that sort of thing. It's really pretty show, and like it's kind of fun at the same time. I really recommend you watch the first season as well because it's kind of like funny, but then a bit of drama, and it's just quite a nice looking anime. But then the main one this week, though, one of my friends of mine on Twitter recommended that I watch Tsuki Gakure, which is
Oh, that's a really
fairly
pretty
new
one,
this
right?
season. Yeah. It's kind of like a very slow, like romance story, but it's really cute. So there's some weird CG in it that I'm really not sure about, like the crowd scenes. It looks really bizarre. Like there's like it's like a really pretty scene, and then there's like some kind of Lego man walking past.
It's hard to animate people.
Just leave it. Just don't animate the people in the background. It just looks horrible. But yeah, it's good. I like binged like 3 episodes of it. It's quite a cute little show. What have you been watching, Kwam?
For me, I just finished Konosuba season 2, because you and Zane have been watching a lot of Konosuba, so I jumped on that, and it's pretty good. Season 2 isn't as good as season 1 in my opinion. The jokes were more of a miss in season 2.
Yeah, I think season 1 was a lot funnier. Season 2 is a bit less consistent with the laughs.
Yeah. And I stopped watching Yorumushi Pedo New Generation. That's the second season. Yeah. I'm not sure why. It just seems too formulaic. Like, I know what's going to happen, you know? Have you been keeping up with it, Taylor?
No, but that surprises me. I'm just so surprised that you dropped it.
Yeah, I might finish it when it finish up, but it
seems very predictable.
yeah, and it became a little bit slower in its pacing. I'll wait till they reach the Inter High arc because I think that'll be a bit more intense.
It's weird to think that biking has an inner high arc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every club has an inner high.
The Inter High stuff is probably the best part of a sports anime because you get all the
lit.
competition in there.
Yeah. Everybody's at their best.
And then I've mostly just been keeping up with Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia Season 2. And I just love My Hero Academia. It just gives you so much energy and you're rooting for Deku all the time. And then Attack on Titan is like, okay, I'm just only watching it because I feel like I have to keep up with what everyone else is watching.
The latest episode's really good.
I heard the newest
really
episode is really good.
Yeah.
Like the bit at the end, we won't spoil it for everyone, but whoa.
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 minutes was intense. I will definitely give it that. But
Yeah, the last 5 minutes was what I liked about the first season.
yeah. And you start reading the manga, right, Ben?
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday actually, because I'm pretty much nearly up to date with the manga, and they're on like chapter like 94 now, whereas like the current season of the anime is on like
40 something, right? 45, 44.
I think not even that. It's like 30,
No.
30,
Yeah,
38,
30 something.
38,
Yeah.
39. So I don't know how they're going to fit everything in, but we'll see. I think that they'll definitely have a season 3.
They're running through it pretty quickly. I think it's a good thing that they didn't do the full like 24 episode season,
Yeah.
because I feel like they would have maybe ran into the old Full Metal Alchemist original anime where it was like,
Yeah.
well, we ran out of manga to do. I guess we'll just make up our own story. And sometimes, depending, it can be very hit or miss. So I think it's good that they were like, we're gonna pace ourselves, let the manga kind of get ahead of us for a long time, and then continue to do stuff.
Yeah, we'll wait till we've got like 3 years of material.
And even then, it's not enough.
Yeah.
I'm behind on everything, which is kind of terrible because I don't really have a reason to be, except I've been playing. I started playing Final Fantasy 13, which I'm
Oh.
On
yeah.
what system? PS3?
No, on PC.
Or PC version?
I'm playing it on PC because it's on Steam.
Okay.
I'm not very far into it. It's kind of confusing. I don't really know
I
what's
mean,
happening.
you're coming off from playing Final Fantasy 15, so
yeah,
it's
going
a
from 15
pretty
to
big
13
drop.
has been like a huge jump. But it's the lore is kind of weird right now, but I like mostly everybody. I hear that kind of changes maybe throughout the game, but
Yeah.
it's not bad. I really hate Vanille's English voice because I don't know what her accent is supposed to be.
It sounds kind of Australian.
Yeah, she's like
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
it's really
Australian.
weird.
I don't get it. I like her though. I like her and Hope, and I think Lightning. I think they're like my 3 favorites so far. But I'm gonna have to give it more than 2 chapters to decide on if I actually think it's any good, considering there are 3 games in the series.
Yeah, don't play the other 2.
No, I've heard things, but it's not. I've heard a lot of bad things about this game, but it's not bad. I enjoy it, but I think it's mostly because I really like Lightning, and I kind of want her just to beat me up. And
Yeah, she was like my video game waifu for a long period of time.
Good.
Yeah.
But that's why I haven't been playing, or watching anything. But I'm still watching Attack on Titan and My Hero, and I still need to watch the name that I can never pronounce.
Tsukigakure.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a Yuri on Ice movie coming out in the near future.
Yeah. We don't have a trailer for it or anything, do we?
No, it's just a poster art.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
basically had a recent event in, I think it was in Tokyo. They had Yuri
yeah,
on
yeah.
stage or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh.
And then at the end of it, they announced that there was a new Yuri on Ice film coming out. They haven't. I don't think they've given like a time frame for it, but that's because it's obviously so recent.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of information on it. We don't know what studio is making it or when it's going to be released.
I'm assuming it'll still be Mappa that did the main thing because they've got the same director, and that's
okay, yeah, that makes
about
sense. Yeah.
that's about all the information that we've got.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But hopefully, if they have more time to have a movie, it'll look a lot better than
It'll look
some
better.
of the actual show.
And
look
it's not
like.
going to be a compilation movie of the past episodes, this is gonna be
It's gonna be an original movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
original movie after the contest.
I'll probably watch it if it gets an
I'll watch
English
it.
release.
Mm.
The only question is there going to be a wedding? That's the important thing.
I mean, they will be breaking the mold.
Yeah, we don't even
So-
know what the movie's gonna be about, huh? So it's just kind of like
No.
Yuri on Ice is getting a movie. We don't know anything about it, but it's happening. That's
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
It'll probably just be. I bet it'll be just a big, huge like competition thing.
It's gonna
that
make
probably
hella
focus
money.
around. Oh yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
That's what
It
I say. It's
doesn't
gonna
matter
be
if
so.
it's good. It's just gonna make. It's gonna make bank.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna look good.
Hella bang.
It's gonna be hyped as all get out. Everybody's gonna watch it. The question is will it really be good?
Yeah. Will it live up to the hype? Right.
Yeah.
And I know there's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna be really emotional about it, I guess.
Yeah, Yuri on Ice is a show where where it brings out a lot of strong opinions,
Yeah.
and most of those are very of a positive nature. To maybe to not as such a positive, to maybe not as such a positive extent as to how it is defended sometimes, but I think I don't know what I think because we don't have any information.
Yeah.
So it's
But
hard
we
to
definitely
be like,
we'll keep a tab on it. That's for sure.
This will be updated. So you guys, did we all watch Yuri on Ice, the anime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I
What
did.
did you guys think about it? Because I know we actually haven't talked about it.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
talked about
I
it
felt-
briefly,
Well, we
yeah.
talked a little bit about during
Yeah.
Anime of the Year discussion,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh, I
generally,
wasn't here for that.
You were.
Okay.
Yes, you were not there.
God.
So Taylor, what did you think about
What did
Yuri
I-
on Ice?
I enjoyed it. I think I expected it to be a different anime than what I got.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as everybody says it is. I think it's not a bad
Agreed.
anime. It's not the greatest, but it's decent. It's
Yeah.
it's okay.
it's an entertaining
enjoyable.
anime.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable to watch. I wanted more.
It's similar in scope with like all the Marvel movies. They may not be the best movie out there, but they're definitely fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time throughout the whole series.
I mean,
Yeah.
looking back, I didn't regret watching any of it because it was
No.
a fun time to like get together with people and be like, the new Yuri on Ice is out. Let's all watch it together. And the hype was all. It's fun to watch a show as it gets extremely popular because everybody's
Yeah.
so excited about it. But I'm hoping season 2, if we get a season 2, will give me more of what I wanted, which was more emotion, and which some people might argue there is plenty of emotion in that show, but I wanted more maybe from like Yorio, maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe just I don't know. I wanted more competition, I think, because they were like it's a sports anime, and it was like this doesn't feel like a sports anime to me.
It was too much in the middle ground, and I think,
It's more of a drama.
yeah, I would have preferred them to not show every single ice skating thing for every single character.
You mean you don't want to see every single skate?
No.
You don't want to see what was that one guy's name, Chris? Just like get it on the ice.
Yeah. It's like I don't care about random small guy from who knows. It's like that's not the point of the show. It's between the main three of them. I
Yeah.
think they could kind of like, instead of just doing the whole sequence, just have like
Show
brief
clips.
like clips of them. Yeah, like most other like anime or show when like not the main people are having a match. Like you don't see.
You get like the
Hi-
general backstory of
Yeah.
everybody, and then
Yeah.
yeah. I hope we get to see more of Otabek, because he kind of came in at the tail end of the show, and then he
Yeah,
was just
and they-
like not, and then he wait, did we even see him ice skate? It
There
was
was
very
like
brief.
one or two.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
there's-
And it was like
I
they
think at the
built
very
him
end,
up to be
yeah.
like this cool, calm and collected, like badass skater, and then we didn't get to see much of it.
Whereas I just prefer to see more of the relationship between the two Yuris and Victor.
Yeah,
That's what everyone wanted.
Well, like like episode 2 and 3 is like I felt were some of the better episodes of the
I agree.
show because
The
that's where
first few episodes are my favorites.
Yeah.
there was all that tension there, and then it just wasn't there for like
I
almost
think
the whole
I think
rest of the show.
it was expected to have more of Yurio because he's kind of supposed to be the main antagonist, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of like hanging out, doing his thing, and then we kind of see him, and then he wins. Spoilers for Yuri and Ice, I guess, but I mean, I feel like everybody knows how it ends. But I wanted more of the rivalry instead of like Yuri going against these like 13-year-old boys that he was obviously gonna beat.
I mean, yeah, it was trying to break the mold of a sports anime, but maybe
They could have done it better, in my opinion. As somebody that watches a lot of sports anime, I think I expected more sports anime and less drama.
Yeah, it's completely changed the kind of show we were expecting.
I think season 2, I think, will shape up to be better, and I think the movie is actually going to be decent.
What anime have you guys watched that gave you a lot of emotional feelings? What anime gave you the feels, pretty much?
The feels, as they say.
The feels, as the kids say on the internet.
Feels, that's the internets are telling us.
Let's get down to the real question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever cried at anime?
Oh,
Have I
yeah.
ever
Let's
cried?
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Not, I'm a man. I don't cry. We talk about. But I would say the 3 that really jump out to me is Iron Blood Orphans. This last season was just pretty much the whole last 15 episodes. Spoilers. People die in a Gundam. I don't know if you've ever seen a Gundam.
No.
People tend to die in Gundam, and I just become really attached to some of the people that had died in this Gundam. So those ones that I welled up on pretty much all those.
Series do that to you.
Other things is I can't like so much as a whole anime like this anime made me cry, but to me it's always just like specific parts of certain anime. And 2 that really stick out to me are like Princess Mononoke, because that scene where she chews the food and he feeds it to him like gets me every time, and he starts crying because he's so wounded he can't do it. She still acts like she doesn't like him, but she still chews the food up for him anyways and feeds it to him that way, and like he starts crying, and it's like, oh man, that scene gets me every single time.
Yeah, it's very impactful.
And another one that really got me pretty good was in Erased, where what's her name?
Yeah,
the little girl, I can't remember, but where Satoru's mom makes her a decent breakfast, and like she's never had that in her entire life.
That. It's so sad.
Yeah,
it's like
hard.
that one gets you, especially as a parent. Like that one really hits home. But those are some of my big. Oh wait, no, I forgot about one. Monster Musume, all the way, every episode.
Really?
Tears like Ghibli tears just falling out of my face.
It's just such a masterpiece.
So good. Right in the feels. No, just kidding. What about you, Ben? Anything that jumps out to you that made you well up?
The majority of the anime that I watch, I cry at. So
yeah, you watch
a
lot of sad stuff.
I do, yeah. We've listed out a few before the episode, and I've got like 80% more than everyone else.
Yeah,
we share a couple.
Let's go. Probably the first one is Plastic Memories. I'm not sure if anyone else has watched it. Have you?
Heard of it, haven't seen it.
I've watched it. Yeah, that's a sad
but...
one.
Yeah. It's kind of a very... It's hard to describe it without spoiling the series, but...
So how I would describe Plastic Memories is that it's set in the future where you have these robots that have some implanted personality that is kind of like your service robot, and they have a very short lifespan, like 7 years or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you
I was
can
gonna
actually
make a joke
have
like a transformer, but then it got real serious.
yeah,
yeah.
because these robots sometimes they can be a replacement for like a lost lost child, like a dead child from a family.
That's messed up.
Yeah, so like, or like an old person, if they like, say their partner dies or something like that, they can like look after them as well. They're basically like helper robots, and they look basically human. But obviously, with that amount, after a certain amount of time, they don't shut down, but they go a bit crazy and can get like
Yeah.
a bit dangerous. So the anime follows a group of these people and a few of these robots as well that go collecting these from other people. So like when they're about to go crazy or someone's like not giving it back, they have to go and retrieve it.
Yeah.
But it's like a interesting take on like a terminal illness kind of thing. So it gets very sad towards the end of it, but it's a very good show to watch, though. I'd definitely recommend it.
Hey, it's Zane here. If you were enjoying the episode and want to keep up to date with any podcast-related news, then be sure to head on over to Twitter and follow us at Reanime Podcast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Re:*Anime Podcast. You can also send in any questions to thereanimepodcast@gmail.com. On with the show.
Some other ones. Recently, it's been the two main big anime films. So I've seen Your Name and A Silent Voice, but I don't think any of you have seen that yet.
I still need to see Your Name. The manga for A Silent Voice did make me cry.
Yeah, the film will as well. Oh, it's so. What else? The obvious would be Angel Beats.
Oh god!
Oh my gosh, Angel
Beats
Beats.
is so good.
I totally forgot about it. Now that you mentioned, now I'm all sad. This is gonna be a sad podcast.
Now I'm all sad.
Oh,
This was a
gosh.
masterpiece.
It's just such an unexpected. I think if anyone's really into anime, you've probably seen Angel Beats. But
Do you know that the anime actually ends on a happier note than the actual manga? They actually changed the ending because the anime
Did they?
was just too sad.
oh god,
Oh no! There's a visual novel for it too, right?
Yeah.
Either did come out or has come out. Or is
Yeah,
going to,
so I
can't
think
remember.
it was a visual novel first, then came out as a manga, then an anime.
Like
but, yeah.
Clannad. Oh,
Yeah.
Clannad is. I haven't seen it, but I know it's
oh
real
yeah.
sad.
Oh, I'm gonna end up crying through the whole podcast. Jesus.
I know, we're getting all emotional now. And I guess I'm next
Yeah.
because
What's made
I
you
think-
cry, Quan?
so legitimately the only one anime that I actually cried, like start tearing, was Your Lie in April.
That makes
And
a lot of sense.
if you haven't watched Your Lie in April, you should. It's one of the newer anime, so it's easier to get into.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
it is.
2014, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It was spring 2014.
Yeah, it was spring 2014.
That was a good season.
Yeah. And my birthday is also in April, so maybe that somehow impacted me in
You were
some way.
connected.
Yeah, which is weird.
And it's
But-
April now. Ah.
Oh gosh, no! Oh no!
And it is April now.
But I guess it's about a young pianist. I guess he's around like high school age, and he was abused by his mother to play the piano because he was considered a prodigy. But after his mother died, he just stopped. He had so much emotional trauma from it that he couldn't play the piano anymore. Like he could play a little bit, but then he just get into the zone where he's in this deep depression and just can't play any notes until he meets this girl who is an amazing violinist, and she actually pushed him to love music again. And I don't really want to get too much into detail if you haven't watched it, because a lot of it is about you reacting to the characters.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot. I think that's what happens with most sad anime is you reacting to the characters, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
completely agree.
Because you get so
It's
attached
more, it's
to
more
them.
character based than what's actually happening on the
Yeah.
main anime.
And then my next one is Gurren Lagann, which is a mech anime similar to what Zane was talking about with the Gundam series. But at least with Gurren Lagann, it's funny. Like there are some comical moments that will definitely cheer you up. And it's not really classified as a sad anime, other than the 1 or 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you
it's-
watch Gurren Lagann, you know what I'm talking about when I say there's 2 scenes that will definitely make you sad.
Some certain sad moments in like the most hype anime of all time.
Yeah. And it's it's from the people of Trigger, so they're the people who
Ooh,
created
that's
like
good.
Kill La Kill, so which is pretty interesting.
Well, it's actually Gainax, Gurren Lagann.
Oh, Gainax?
Why not?
Yeah, it was the last show Imaishi
Oh.
did before moving on to Trigger.
Oh yeah, it was a precursor. Yeah. So, how about you, Taylor? What anime have you cried on?
So here's the thing. I never used to cry at anything. And then recently, I don't know what's happened. Like, as I've gotten older, I cry at everything. But recently, Orange was so sad that I couldn't continue watching it.
Oh
Like,
god.
to the fact that I was crying consistently, like, every episode, and I was like, this is physically, like, wearing me out to watch. Like, it was, so it's like, it's on hold for me, because I know
Okay.
that I really enjoyed it, and it was really good, but I was like sobbing, like, every episode.
So
got,
would
like-
you say, Orange, you're glad you stopped watching it?
God,
Get off the podcast now.
Bye! This podcast is
Get
over.
out.
Thanks for watching.
I'm sorry, I had to.
But Orange is basically about this girl, and she gets letters from her older self telling her to save this boy that in her past she had a crush on and was in love with, because you kind of saw in the first episode he dies, like, really tragically, and the entire point of the
Spoiler.
show is them. It's not spoilers. It's in the first episode. But
Oh, really?
yeah, it's in the first episode.
Yeah,
You
it's like
find
the
out.
end of the first episode.
Because she writes it in like the letter, and it's like the last thing you find out in that episode. But the entire show is her and this group of friends that they all have trying to save him, and it's so good. It's just so sad because it's very slow paced and it's very realistic. Like I think the second episode involves like I think it's like his mom dies or something, and you're like, what is happening? Like, everything is incredibly emotional in this show. So I had to stop because it was so sad. But the first show that started to make me sad like that was Anohana, which I feel like everyone has seen at this point.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
so sad.
Which is about another dead character.
Why is everyone dying?
I know all the shows I watch, everybody's dead. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's basically about this girl, and she's dead, but her ghost kind of comes back to one of the boy of her old friend group, and it's basically them trying to put her to peace, I guess, and it made me sob at the end. And then the live action movie came out, and that made me cry, and then the dub is coming out pretty soon. And it's got a really great cast. It's got a lot of the cast from Persona 5 actually, which is interesting.
Oh wow, really?
And Ray Chase is in it, which it's gonna be phenomenal. But I know I'm gonna cry at that too, because everything in this series makes me very upset.
3 cries for the price of 1.
3 cries for one series. This is not a show that should make you cry. I cried the first like 3 or 4 episodes of My Hero Academia.
Season 1 or season 2?
Season 1.
Season 1. Oh yeah.
When he
Deku
sees him on the
So-
computer. Oh!
He's so sad, and he makes me so sad. When he finds out that like he's not gonna get to like quote unquote be a hero because he's quirkless, I was like I need to protect him with my life.
Sweet,
Even
sweet
his
And he's
mother
just so-
said
he
you
is-
can't
and
be
he
a
is-
hero.
Yeah. Oh my God! Stop. Because he has the Ghibli tears, and Deku is so good, and you get so attached to him so quickly that you're like, oh no, but as the show goes on, I didn't cry anymore, but I was real emotional that week that I watched it, and it messed me up. It messed me up real bad. Angel Beats was another that is known to be sad, and we already know what that show actually has. Like, I can't even explain what it's about, but it's
that's very
good.
bizarre.
It's more shows about dead kids.
That everyone's dead.
The dead kids trying to go to heaven.
Everyone actually is dead in that show.
Yeah.
That show, so I haven't watched it in a long time, but that messed me up real bad. A Harder Ride isn't really that bad. It's not really a sad show. It's just like a regular, shoujo romance. Does he like her? Maybe. He's just too tsundere to like say it. But the main guy has a really emotional scene where you find out, spoilers if you haven't read it or seen it, his mom, he was really sick, and he was living with her at the time, and she dies. And the way that I believe Production IG animates it and the voice acting is so sad and heart-wrenching that I was like, what is happening? And immediately started crying. And the anime in general is very good, even though it cuts off and doesn't finish the story. But that scene kind of made me really emotional, considering the season that it was in was when a lot of happy anime was airing, and that one wasn't one of them. But the last show that made me cry was another one that shouldn't have, and it was the end of Kuroko no Basuke. Because
no one dies though. No one dies.
No, but they graduate and they anime die, which is the same.
They might as well die.
Their childhood died.
Well, the way I had watched that show was that I had heard about it and been like, yeah, I'm gonna like that show probably, and then decided to marathon most of it like a couple months before it ended. So I was like, it was kind of like very within my mind, and I was very attached to everybody. And towards the last, I think, 2 episodes, when everything is like at its top, and it's like there's one scene where they just kind of like circle around the main team and everyone's cheering for them, and I got a little emotional because you get so proud of them when you watch them go through this journey of like, we're not that good, so we're gonna maybe be the national team. Who knows? And then a bunch of characters leave in the last episode, and I got real sad. And I didn't want to cry, but I did.
Kind of similar to that. I cried at the end of K-On! For like, I was so upset that show was finished, and I knew I could watch it all over again. But yeah. I
know that Kurobas is gonna make me cry again because I know what happens at the end of the anime movie that's coming out soon, or that's already out. But I imagine we'll eventually maybe get it, and I'm real upset about it. Sports anime, don't watch sports anime unless you want your soul ripped in half, is my advice.
Maybe we should switch to a happier note.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
I know Ben and Zane, you guys been playing a lot of Nintendo Switch lately.
We the Switch Bros.
It's Roy. It's Roy.
Okay.
G'day, mate.
Switch boys.
That's all I got. It's up to you guys. You guys gotta follow up here.
Well, so the Switch is great. It's I haven't played a ton of games. I think, Ben, you've probably played more games than me, but I've just pretty much been sticking to Zelda.
Are there that many games out for it right now?
Oh, there's like
mostly Zelda.
3 or 4. Well, Zelda's the big one.
Machine.
Well, I've just got Mario Kart, so
yeah, that came out.
Something.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's a port of Mario Kart 8, but like everything's already like out for it, so you've got all the characters already. But I don't. It's just come out at such a bad time because I'm still playing Persona 5. I'm still playing Zelda. I've got Mario Kart as well. I just don't know what to do with my life, really.
I mean, with Mario Kart games, it's one of those games where you just hop on, play maybe 15 minutes of it, and then hop off, or play with people who's coming over.
Play with other people.
You say that, but then I go on it and I play it for like an hour and a half, and I've gone like, where's that time gone?
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Are you playing online or something, or just yourself?
I've been doing a bit by myself, and then you can go online and do the online stuff. So easy to get on.
Is it not a mess like Nintendo usually is?
No, it's seamless.
Nice.
Yeah. No
Nice.
issues whatsoever. But Nintendo aren't always smart, are they?
No, not always. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about the 2DS XL, or as I like to call
Wait,
it,
no.
little
It's
Switch
officially
Activia.
called.
The new 2DS, right?
Yeah, yeah, the new 2DS XL.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they
okay.
added the XL onto the end of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have with Nintendo, you have to say the new
The new
2DS or new 3DS.
I knew that the new was part of the title.
Yeah,
But
because
the
it's
XL, I
like
wasn't
slightly
so sure.
more powerful hardware inside, better screens or whatever. But
Oh,
and then
okay.
XL is just the form factor of a 3DS XL, but without the 2D. Yeah, it's confusing.
And it's half the price.
yeah, which is good. It's $149 coming out in July.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
But why?
so it's probably going to be
Why?
released during E3.
The timing for this is really bad.
Definitely.
I feel
I
like
mean-
if they had waited like a year, then this could have been like okay. But the fact that they were like, here's the Switch, and then here's another like DS like console, like.
But I
Like-
mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I thought the whole point of the Switch is because it's portable and you have a console. Like, I don't understand why you would put out another portable console if you already have something that's selling so well and doing so much that you could boost production on it and do more game development on it instead of going back to something that's been around for 7 years. I mean, what's the deal with that?
I mean, yeah, the 3DS was released in 2011. And I guess they're trying to extend the lifespan of it.
So you can't play DS games on the Switch, right?
No, but
mean,
that's what
okay.
I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Anybody that would buy this, 75% of these people have to at least already have a 3DS or 2DS of some sort. So what's the point
Yeah.
of dropping 150 for a new one when you can just pay, save your money and just buy a Switch?
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe the target audience for this is technically for kids, so maybe
Yeah,
you don't
it looked
want
like
to
it was
buy
targeted
a
for kids.
$300 console for
Well, why
a
is it all?
7-year-old who's
why-
going to take it around, maybe drop it a few times,
Why put all the adults in the marketing for it then? Because the only commercial I've seen for it, it's all adults playing.
There's some
Because when kids see
Teenagers in
older
there.
people
It's
playing
because it's
things,
Nintendo,
they're,
that's
they're
why.
like, hey, I want to be cool like that guy, and then that's how they sell. Is
I
they
mean,
get
just
older people
just
to
put a
look
good
cool
case
and
on your
cute.
Switch. That's
I will say the 2DS, the new 2DS XL looks good. Like I really like the
Oh,
design
it looks
of
like
it.
a nice console, yeah.
And it's got the nub. It's got the nub of the new
right
The
nub.
C
the new
stick.
3DS
Yeah.
XL.
yeah.
I guess the console and then the handheld market are different. Because I mean, we're not gonna get like a Pokemon game to get on the Switch.
Why
Well,
not?
Why not, though?
Why not?
I mean, we could, but I don't foresee it because they're not gonna make as much money.
You see, I think they are going to do a Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. Just if you're trying to innovate and
That's
be
true.
new by creating something that's, hey, this is portable and it's also a console. So why have two of these? So why make something else that you would have to have two of them for in your same company? That's stupid. Just focus on the Switch. Make a good Pokemon game for the Switch. Make a good Fire Emblem games for the Switch. Don't have two consoles. That's the whole point of the Switch, is to have two things in one and not have to have 2 or 3 different things.
I think they're trying to not kill off the 3DS line. Like, for me, I don't have a 3DS or 2DS or whatever, but I've been interested in playing like the Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, that's what I was
Um,
thinking about too.
So it's mostly the games that are already on the 3DS that Nintendo still wants to
Aren't
sell.
they doing it?
Yeah.
Aren't they doing a Fire Emblem for the Switch?
They
they?
are, but
I mean,
it's like
It's a
um,
different
it's-
game though.
Yeah, it's meant to be a bit
Yeah.
like Dynasty Warriors kind of looking.
When
Kind
I
of.
think,
Okay, okay.
kind of like Hyrule Warriors was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like those are two. I think they want to keep because they're really the only handheld like market. I mean, who has like a PSP or a Vita, whichever one is the most.
The
I have a
Vita will
Vita.
never die.
Viva,
Like,
yeah. Me and
I
Ben
mean-
have a Vita.
I mean, but most people don't, right? Because
Yeah,
it's mostly
no.
it's
Yeah.
mostly Nintendo.
Sadly.
I mean, why would they pull out of a market that they already dominate? And I feel like those games are so like Fire Emblem and like that specific kind of Fire Emblem, and then these specific kind of Pokemon games. They're known for being handheld, and I feel like I don't know. The price tag is very. It's very. It makes me want one.
150 is a good price point for it.
Yeah.
And they just took out the 3DS 3D feature, which I believe not a whole lot of people actually use.
Nobody uses
I
the
have
3D
never
feature.
used
And the battery life should last longer too.
Yeah, it hurts my eyes to look at, so I just never use it. But I guess I just don't use my 3DS in general very often now, unless a new Pokemon game comes out. But there are people that are very dedicated to their 3DS, and I think if they like pull out of that, like if they just stopped making them, I think people will be really mad because they're not gonna save up the. How much is a Switch? Like $300 something.
Well, I'm not saying pull out of it, and you can still put them out. Just don't.
The timing, I just think is
Who's
bad.
laughing?
My
Just
bad.
be
It's a
adults here.
PG
It's all the adults
podcast here. But yeah, it is a confusing market where
It
and
just
how
confuses me.
Nintendo's advertising this. It is
I mean,
very
you could
confusing.
you could still
Well,
make
this is the same company that released the Wii U.
The Wii U had
I don't know.
the Wii U had so many good ideas. It was just like it was sort of the prototype. I feel like for what the Switch became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they kind of tested out to see if people were into that kind of thing, and they were. They just didn't have any games for it, and if they
Yeah.
did, they weren't very good.
I just don't want them to repeat that with the Switch.
I mean, have they gone wrong with a handheld? Well, that's a long time ago. But in recent years, have they messed up with a handheld console?
Don't think so, no.
I mean,
They've always hit out the
Nintendo
park.
is pretty much the only one who has that market for a handheld console.
But that's what makes the Switch so good. Is like the
It's a
handheld
mix,
version of
yeah.
it is really good. It plays very easily, and it's a
Plays
lot
the
more.
same.
Like, yeah, it plays exactly the same as you do on the console, and it's very portable. It's not bulky at all.
Is
I mean, you can get it's
Is
a
it,
lot smaller
is
than I thought it
shatter
would be.
resistant? I'm curious.
You can
I
get
don't
it. I
have
mean,
one.
you can. I don't think so. I'm sure it's not, but you can get a screen protector for it.
It's a lot lighter than you think it is as well.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller and a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be.
What's the battery life for it?
Yeah.
Constant playing time, like just playing it straight. They probably, probably not as good as a DS. That's the difference. Is I would say you get like 3.5 hours out of it. Probably.
Yeah, I was
just
playing Zelda
straight.
for a good 2.5 hours and it didn't
Yeah.
conk out.
Yeah.
And I guess it varies between games too, because Zelda is definitely more intensive than like a 2D indie game.
Yeah.
Is there?
But there's a lot of. Go
Is
ahead.
there a way to like charge? So like it comes with like the little thing pops off and you take it with you, whatever. But
Yeah.
is there a way to charge it like if you're not like at home?
Yeah,
like,
they,
is it-
the
You can
same,
basically
the charger it comes with. You can just
Yeah.
plug straight into the portable part of it and charge it.
Place it with a power bank or something like that.
Yeah, and I bought the car charger for it because I let my son play it in the back seat while we're driving around for on long drives because he just sits in the back and it has a car charger.
Also, fun fact, if you plug it into a MacBook, it charges the MacBook.
Yeah, it charges the MacBook. I saw that video.
Really weird.
Nintendo is really innovating. I don't know.
But, I don't know.
I just feel like their timing was weird. I do like the concept of having a cheaper version of the 3DS XL because I was like, man, it would be really cool to have one of those. Except it was really expensive, and I wasn't gonna drop all that money on it. But I mean, the $150 price tag, the design is good, and you can use your
And there's
amiibos
already
on it
lots
now.
of games for it.
Yeah, there's already tons
Yeah.
of games for it because I mean it works with literally any 3DS game.
And during the holidays, we will probably see a lot of good bundle deals where you could possibly get 3 games with that
Ooh,
new
that's true.
2DS XL. Or maybe the price will drop towards somewhere in the $99 range, maybe, if
And
you're
we-
being optimistic.
And we might be getting a new Pokemon game this year as well, so maybe that'll.
Well, they're supposedly saying it's called Stars because we had Sun and Moon, but I'm hoping that's going to be for the Switch.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I imagine it will actually be the Diamond and Pearl remake because it seems like
That's probably the next one they're going to work
Because
on.
they
yeah.
kind of been doing like remake, new game, and then a remake, and then a new game, which I think is actually a pretty decent little system they've got going there. And I never got to play Diamond and Pearl / Platinum, so I would love to see a remake of it, so I can finally get my little hands on it. But I think the comments on that video for the new 2DS XL are really positive.
Yeah, I think it's going to sell well whatsoever, but I think me buying a Switch now wants everything for the Switch.
I feel like
That's
maybe they
how
just
I
shouldn't
feel.
have released it quite so soon, like right after.
Yeah.
I think that was their main problem.
I think we just want it to succeed that much, which I think it already has. But
Nintendo's gonna make money because they're Nintendo.
Alrighty, guys, that about does it. Thanks for joining us. As always, you can follow and tweet at us at Reanime Podcast. And please check out our YouTube channel for more episodes and other anime and video games related content. Also, the audio version of the podcast is free to download on iTunes, SoundCloud, and the Google Play Music. And also anywhere you get your podcast from. As for me, I'm Quan Chu, and you can find me on YouTube and all the social media at Fun for Chu.
I'm Ben. You can catch me on Twitter, and my handle is at @a_new_mentality.
You can find me everywhere at iVulpix, IVULPIX, sometimes with an S.
And this is Zane, and I'm usually just hanging out, chilling at Nazzle on Twitter. You can follow me there.
Cool. Alrighty, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.